Welcome to the Hotel Paris in Fritalia, my 1 to 4 scale porcelain doll village. Today we're going to take a look at the hotel office. The office manager is a 16-inch porcelain doll that I found at Goodwill. And it was a girl, and I cut her hair, turned her into a boy, and I sewed this pinstripe suit for him using patterns for doll clothes that I have. I used a straw hat and painted it brown, made him a little tie, a jacket, a shirt, vest, pants, and some little shoes made out of faux leather, which I sewed. So he's standing in the office next to the desk, and the desk is made out of a wood tray that was my father's, and also another piece of wood that my father used to have on his dresser, the top of his dresser. And it has these die-cut things here that I love. Has an old telephone, has a little model car, and then it also has this little lamb character that's felted wool, which I did not make, I bought. And here is a little unfinished wooden box that I made into the cubby holes for the keys. But all the keys are out right now because the hotel is full. And behind the manager, there's a clock which I found at Goodwill. One of my favorite things about making this doll village has been finding things that would be the appropriate scale. I've never looked online to see if there are things made for 1 to 4 scale. I know that there are things like American Girls dolls and other things out there that might have somewhat of a similar scale, but mostly what I do is I just try to come up with things on my own and find things that I think will fit the scale. So this clock was really fun to find at Goodwill. The wallpaper here is made with a couple decks of playing cards that belong to my mother, and I just glued them on foam board. This is a chair that sits in the office, and it's made from 2 little zippered travel pouches that I glued together, and one of these little stands for books and frames and things. My mother had a bunch of those, so I found a number of uses for them, and one was to be this little chair in the office. This rug on the floor is a cloth napkin that was my mother's. This medallion, I think, came from Chichen Itza when my parents went to Peru. I think that's where that came from, and it's just glued onto a black box as the facade for the desk. Back here is a candlestick with a lampshade on top of it for a standing lamp. Here's some wallpaper just made out of paper from the scrapbooking paper that's 12 by 12 inch that I got at Hobby Lobby. This is a bathroom toothbrush holder, which I use as sort of like a walking stick and umbrella holder, and this is also an umbrella stand, and it has an umbrella in it from one of the dolls. And I think that pretty much covers what's in the office. So over here is the staircase on the door that opens to the hotel, so that you can see inside it. This is an actual portrait of my mother from the 1980s, I believe. And so you just go down the stairs to the other floors. There are 4 floors altogether in the hotel. And I made these stairs just with cutting up a poster that was kind of dark. And then these black lines I just drew on with Sharpie, and then the top is more of that poster cut out. And these are also, the landings are also just parts of that poster that I cut out. The finials on the tops of the staircase are some little white half pearl beads that I painted black. And then down on the very last one, which I just finished last week, I actually used some 1/8" vinyl tape for the black lines, because when I drew the other staircases on here, I was able to do it before I put them up, but I had already put up the last wallpaper and it seemed difficult to draw on it at that point, so I used the tape instead, and that worked well. This is just a duck bookend that I used to hold the door open and closed, because the door is made of cardboard. The hotel is a storage container that was in my mother's garage, and it just had shelves and no sides to it. So the wallpaper on the sides is just kind of hanging there. It doesn't actually have a structure behind it. And so if we want to leave the hotel and go out into the village, we go down the stairs, and then here's the entrance to the hotel, the door that we go out. And I'll tell you more about the exterior of the hotel another day, but that's all for now. So I'll see you next time. Bye.